Hello. That went quick. I made a mistake actually. I didn't press the right buttons, and we were just broadcasting to YouTube. But we are now on YouTube and on Facebook, I am glad to say. But people in the chat, if you don't mind sharing this out and just helping me a little bit tonight, because I am very slow at doing everything. I think I'm still getting over my little holiday abroad, Eric.
Huh?
That's what it is. Brain's not working properly. But tonight you'll see that I have no Dan. I'm joined by Eric because he is not very well. So sending love and prayers and healing to Mr. Winter. Get well soon. But Eric, we got to say hi to some people in the chat. Sarah's on watching us. Sarah Davis from Wales. Hi, Sarah. And Mr. Mould. Hi, Mr. Mould. Paul, I hope you've been investigating and having a great time down south. I saw you've been travelling a lot around the country while I was away. I hope you've had a brilliant time and need to catch up with you. Sarah says, hope Dan feels better soon. I'm sure he will. What have you been up to, Eric? What's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Just waiting for more parts to come in so I can finish my work and get them sent out to people that I invited to have some equipment for free, and that's about it.
Yeah, you've been busy making REM pods, I believe.
Yep.
Hi, Robert. Hi, Rab. I was in Transylvania for a while last week, so we'll tell you a bit about it a bit later in the show tonight. It was amazing. It was amazing. If you haven't been and you're able to go. We stayed in. Andy and I went to Bucharest, and we stayed in Bucharest and did the journeys out. But we couldn't go to Vlad Tepes's castle himself. We couldn't go there and it's just a ruin. But they closed it down because part of it fell away off the cliff. So they're making it safe. And it has 1,480 something stairs to get to it. They're putting in cable cars. So we're planning to go back next year purely to do the more northerly stuff because we did everything else. So yeah, we are going back. So hi, Dawn. Dawn. I hope you're well. Oh, I love Dawn. She's lovely. Nettie's in the house. Are you going to sing like Dan?
No.
You're not?
No. Sorry.
You haven't got the high pitch he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've been over in Transylvania having an amazing time. The people are lovely. The food is lovely. I can't recommend it enough. And the Romanian people, oh, they're so lovely. So you've got Romanians and then the Transylvanians and the Moldovans, and yeah, it's yeah. And Eric, Nettie wants you to sing to her.
Oh no, I can't. I'm sorry.
Do you want to join in with me then?
Sure. Go ahead.
Ready? After three. Nettie's in the house. Oh, yes, she is. She's in the house right there in the chat. We love her, but I'm not lesbian, so we don't go rug munching. We just love Nettie. Oh, yeah. Well, that was my attempt, Nettie. I hope you liked it. Oh, dear. There you go. That's all I can do, Nettie. But so yeah, I've been a bit slow getting back into the paranormal. What's he saying? When people think of Dracula, you think of horses and dark carriages, not cable cars. Seriously, those stairs. Oh, they would kill me, honestly. And there's nowhere to stop and rest in between.
Yeah.
And they are quite steep because you're going literally up the side of a mountain
Wow.
to get to it. And when you get to the top, it is just all ruin. So, yeah, I think you need a cable car. Mr. Marden, hello, hello. Hi, Louise. Kisses for you. Oh, Terry Two Willies is in. Hello, Terry. You're up, my son. Love Terry. Yeah, so it says because they really are unforgiving, and when you climb them, you don't have the chance to stop and rest. Somebody coming back the other way, there's just about enough room for that person.
Wow.
I have to turn sideways if they're the larger person, but yeah, it is very steep. And that was his castle, Bran Castle. Dracula or Tepish had nothing to do with that castle at all.
Huh.
And the other castle that I visited, it was called Pelez Castle. I've not actually put the pictures up yet, but it was built with the Germanic in the German design, and it was so beautiful and more impressive than Bran Castle itself.
Really? Wow.
But everyone heads to Bran. That's the one because of Bram Stoker and Dracula. And we were told last year on Halloween they had 13,000 visitors through the door in one day.
Wow.
If you're thinking of going on Halloween, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
No. And I mean, it was very lovely to visit. It had nothing to do with Vlad Tepes. And when I'm saying Vlad Tepes, I'm presuming everybody knows who he is. Do you know who he is?
What? The Impaler? Jack?
Vlad the Impaler, yeah.
The Impaler. Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah. So, yeah, it had nothing to do with him. And there's no record that he even stayed there.
Oh, wow.
There's nothing. So, I think they sort of capitalized on the Dracula story, and that's where everyone wants to go to.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I'm glad I went. I didn't get the opportunity to do any investigating because it was just so busy.
Yeah.
There were other parts that I was going to do bits in, and then I thought, you know what, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is. I think when I go back, I'll do something in his actual castle.
Well,
But
yeah, begin with, you want to do stuff, that you're interested in, like look around, look at the scenery and stuff like that. Just
I did walk to a park in Bucharest called Carroll Park, and they have a replica of his actual castle, how it would have been, how it would have looked.
Okay.
So they built one, and it's not to scale, but they did build one. And I thought, we'll go and have a look at that, which we did. But you can't get in it. It's now, they're storing paperwork and things in there. So it's not open to the public anymore, which is a shame. But we did see it, and it did look very impressive. The architecture was really, really impressive out there. You'd love it, Eric. Honestly, when you get to Scotland, do a short hop across and get over there.
I said before, I plan on going tons and tons of places. Once I get settled down, if I got some time left before we have to come back here for a month, I'm going to, obviously do all the abandoned castles I can get my hands on. Go to England, go to Ireland, even go over to Italy,
The place with the most castles, if you want to see impressive castles, forget everywhere else in England or the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Head over to Germany.
Yeah.
On every street corner, there is a castle. So that's on my hit list next, is a couple of castles, one quite famous castle in Germany. I'm not going to mention it on here, but that will be next on the hit list. And I hope to do a little bit of investigation and take some people with me and hire it to investigate it. So it's on the cards, it's on the books, but we'll just wait and see.
Yeah. talk about it before, and I'm hoping that I'm there when it happens because I want to go. So
Yeah, it'll be great. Terry, you coming as well? Bring Christine. Have a bit of a holiday. So yeah, I mean, that was what I've been doing last week. I've been over there, and the fairy the fairy castle on Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I barely remember Chitty Chitty Bang, but I should go and watch it again. It's a great film.
in a year, so
Yeah, I tell you what, I did see. We didn't visit it, but we drove past it.
mm-hmm.
Is if anyone's watching Wednesday Addams on Netflix, we actually drove past Nevermore Academy, which
Really?
is a castle, a private castle and a residence over in actually just on the outskirts of Transylvania. So we saw the Nevermore Academy. The picture I took, tried to take some pictures. I weren't very great, but I think Andy's got some good pictures of it that I might stick up on Facebook
There you go.
when I speak to him. But yeah, Nevermore Academy. They are filming. Hollywood are coming over there to Romania and Transylvania, and they are doing a lot of filming there. We saw some filming going on in the centre of Bucharest. We don't know what they were filming. Couldn't
Huh.
be bothered to ask them because I was walking too much. My legs were hurting, So, were the people friendly where you went? Extremely friendly. I was always told that be careful in Romania, people will steal and they're this and then that. And actually, they're not. They were the opposite.
Oh wow.
The only thing that I would say is don't jaywalk. The roads are a lot wider than ours.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll never get across the road in time. They drive like maniacs out there. It's quite funny. They are like maniacs. And if a car hits you and it's your fault, the driver will lose their license. So it is quite dangerous. Don't jaywalk. That's the only thing I would say over there is you have to watch the traffic and cross designated areas. But other than that, it was brilliant. We had beautiful weather. When we left here, it wasn't too warm, but we had the warmer weather in Romania. It's a lot hotter than it is here. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, Eric.
Well, now it's warm, but the last couple of days was pretty cool.
Oh, just send them that cool weather over here. I've had enough already. Oh dear.
But see, I could never
That
differ.
Ludwig fella.
I can.
Ludwig fella.
No.
Beethoven. I think he's talking about Beethoven.
Yeah. Ludwig.
Ludwig.
Oh, okay, Beethoven. Yeah.
There's some. I put Bran Castle pictures on my Facebook wall. Have a look, Dawn. Yeah, it's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. You'd have no problem out there at all, isn't it? So what was you going to say about the weather?
Oh, I was going to say, you guys use Celsius and we use Fahrenheit, so it's hard for me to differ between how hot it is there and how hot it is here because I don't have a difference, you know.
Let me have a look. Tomorrow, they said it's going to be 28 degrees Celsius. Let me see. 28. Let me just write it in.
I think
82.4 degrees.
Really? Wow. Yeah, that's what it is here right now. So.
Oh, is it? It's still hot there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, we're drinking lots of fluids right now and peeing a lot. So that king of the castle now, it's Ludwig. Oh dear, Germany is beautiful. Some beautiful old towns. Yeah, no, there definitely is, and they make good beer and good wine.
Yep.
So you can go on the piss and go and investigate them while you're pissed. Eric, where in America do you come from? Love your accent.
Wisconsin, which is what, near North Central America?
Yes. Central, yeah.
Central America. So basically,
There you go.
just imagine like it is in Scotland all the time. That's basically what it's here.
Is it?
Yeah, it gets cold. And when it gets cold, they're like, I think the coldest it got here one year was 55 below zero.
What?
Yep.
So did your beard freeze up when you went? Gotta be careful.
Goes up and, that snot fuses in your mustache and it gets.
Yeah. Oh, crikey. So do you have them, what they call those ice storms over there?
Yeah.
Those really bad ice storms. How do you cope with those? Because they're quite treacherous, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but usually we're lucky enough to be able to stay inside during them. So, and then it gets really bad. We don't go outside. So,
Do you don't get tornadoes and that sort of thing?
oh yeah, we get tornadoes. We get I think a tornado not last year, but a couple years ago came right down our street.
Wow! Yep. And it missed your house. Thank God for that.
Yeah, it blew some guy's poor tree right through his window. An old couple down the street.
Shit! Whoa! 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 Right, I've got some things in the chat, Eric. I have that trouble with Celsius and Fahrenheit for my tortoise. I used to keep my tortoise in a Viv. Hi, William.
Hey,
My bro's on. My bro's on. Only been to the industrial side of Germany, but it's still a beautiful place. It is. And oh my God, I love the German people. They crack me up, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm always laughing with them. Eric, that summer's days here. He's talking about Scotland.
Yeah.
Get ready for the cold. Deb's saying, what part of Wisconsin?
I'm a half away from Green Bay.
Because Deb's is in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm a half hour away from Green Bay.
How far is that from Milwaukee?
Oh, geez, about 3 hours.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Deb's is lovely. She's a nice lady. I've met Deb. She lived over here for a little while. Yeah. Really, really lovely woman. And she was an avid ghost hunter as well. I was going to say, you guys, the three of you should hook up and go out ghost hunting, but she's too far away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we, since I've got back from Transylvania, I've been watching, we've got to talk about this.
Okay.
I've been watching Court TV. I'm addicted to it. And to my surprise, there's a trial going on at the moment in Wisconsin where a young lady, a very beautiful young lady, high on drugs, killed and tortured her partner and cut his body up into pieces. This is really, really beyond comprehension. But when I was speaking to you off air, Eric, you were saying that a lot of serial killers originate from where you are.
I think, oh man, now I can't think now. Now my brain's frozen.
I get that.
Ted Bundy is from my area.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I know that he killed some people in Seattle and up near where William is as well. But it's crazy, crazy world we live in. So, yes, I'm following the case. I'm watching it and listening to all the evidence and all the police reports and all sorts going on at the moment. But it is, for me, it's like you can't comprehend that happening. Like, it doesn't happen in the UK. People don't do that here, you know. So, terrible.
Yeah. Well, I looked it up for sure. And just in the UK alone, you're like 43 out of 160 of the most dangerous places to live. And,
really?
Yep. And we are 148. 148. You guys are 43.
How'd you work that out?
Well, you can look it up online. You just look up what is the safest place to live in all the world, and you rank 43. We rank 100 and like 38, 48, something like that. I'm like, yeah, I believe that.
So we're more dangerous than you.
No, we're more dangerous.
Oh, yeah, you should be more dangerous than us. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's why.
Lauren's in the house. Hi, Lauren. I hope you're well. Hope you're feeling better. So, what should we talk about now, Eric? You're making some paranormal equipment. Can you talk about that?
I am making. I just figured out how to make a mini REM pod.
Okay.
Like I said, and I don't want people besides who I'm friends with right now asking me because it's a lot to make. I'm making over 12 of them in
Wow.
the near future. Like beginning of next month, I'm starting to make them because that's when I get all my stuff in.
Yeah.
And I am giving some people free skull ones. And like I said, for you, I'm making a special one. So, yep, like that.
I got my skull.
But mine's
I love my skull.
white. They're specifically designed where you can take the top of the head off, and I can put the stuff inside an antenna on, and then everything inside and the battery pack's going to go out underneath it.
Oh, I want a skull one.
Yep. You want? Well, I'll send you an extra one.
Oh, Terry's just said, people are per square mile. We are so overcrowded. Yeah, we are. We are very overcrowded.
But again, going back on that same thing, still more safe than where I live.
I'm healing well from my back procedure. No problem. Just keep getting better.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, get better, Lauren.
You can hear my wife in the background.
I thought Eric said free skull lager.
No.
Do they even sell that anymore, skull lager?
Yeah, they sell it here.
I don't know. I'm on the old Vimto. I have been purchasing, I must admit, it's an American drink called Crystal Light, which you put the powder in. I am addicted to the grape stuff right now.
Yeah.
And you can make pictures of it, and it is amazing. And I bought some back from Oregon.
Oh, wow.
And it's so lovely. I made William buy me a ton of it. He's got a load that he's got in a box to send to me. And I've been looking online to see if I can get it online. And I found some. It's still more expensive, but I'm just addicted to Crystal Light. It's just amazing. Yeah. So Terry, oh, hi, Eric's wife. That's Rita. That's Sister Rita.
Terry.
No, that's Lauren.
No, I meant Terry.
I know, but
And Terry, give us a wave, Mrs. Eric.
Here.
There she is. Wild Bill's on. Hi, Wild Bill. Hope you're mighty fine this evening, my friend. And Cliff is on. Hi, Cliff. Hope you're well. I always think that Cliff is, he looks, I've got a feeling, well, when I look at his picture, I always think Chris has got one of those little moustaches like Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
But I bet he hasn't.
Oh.
So have you got anything paranormal coming up soon, Eric? Oh, by the way, before we go into that, I've got to apologise to everyone. Steve Mera obviously hasn't come on as we advertised, but we will get him on. So please don't panic. He's most probably forgotten. I've been away and I didn't message him to remind him. So we will get him on and we will get him to discuss the Awakening Expo. It is happening in Manchester in August. It's going to be massive. They have a lot of brilliant guest speakers. And what surprised me is one of their guest speakers was on that program Red Dwarf.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, he's an avid ufologist and skywalker watcher, and he's into all that weird and wonderful stuff. But I think he's talking on a Friday night. Craig Charles, that's his name.
Okay.
So if you're in the area of Manchester, buy a ticket. It's well worth it. I think Barry Fitzgerald is on. He's giving a talk. Always amazing to listen.
Oh, I know. Love Viv.
Listen to Barry. Barry is an amazing guy, and it's got an awful lot of brilliant and prolific guest speakers. You won't be disappointed. So, if you get a chance, if you're in Manchester or you want to go, get in quick and get your tickets. I think you can still get them. They're still available. You can find them on Steve Mera. If you go on Facebook and type in Steve Mera, it will, if you just scroll, it will direct you to the Awakening Expo, and you can click on the link and buy tickets there if you want to go. Or you can check his link for Phenomena magazine, a brilliant worldwide magazine that talks about all sorts of things. It's supernatural, paranormal, UFO, you name it is in there. Cryptids, the lot. So yeah. So right, I've plugged Steve. He's not even here.
Oh.
Things we do, eh? So what have you got coming up as paranormal, Eric? Have you got any paranormal stuff
I don't
coming
have
up
anything
at all?
myself coming up paranormal, but recently, the last couple of days in Las Vegas, said aliens have landed. So,
Really?
yeah. Mhm. Yeah, there's a
What, a lot?
whole broadcast with a TV crew ended up doing the 911 call from this guy that apparently 9 to 10 foot aliens ended up being in his backyard.
Did he film them?
Yeah, apparently. But mostly they just got the 911 call on and meteor going through the sky. And
Oh. Hi, Willow.
hey, Willow.
Hey, Willow.
We already outed her out last time on the show, so everybody knows she's Lois.
Well, yeah. She keeps getting banned, doesn't she? She keeps having to.
Yeah.
It's because she's naughty. She's very, very naughty. But we love her. I can't believe that with the aliens.
Even though
But why, of all places, why Las Vegas?
I have no
Why
idea.
there?
They were just like I said. It just had, they said, well, it started a couple days ago, and apparently there was like a giant meteor, or what looked like a meteor, flying through the sky in downtown Las Vegas. And this guy calls up 911, which is our emergency call center, and
Yeah.
says there's two beings in his backyard that are like 9 to 10 foot tall. He doesn't know what to do. They're in his backyard. You know, can you send, whoever, emergency crews, cops, whatever.
Yeah. Crikey. And did they go? Did they attend?
Apparently they did, but they didn't do much after the broadcast of telling, showing 911 call. So
You don't know if they saw them or.
nope, I don't know if they saw them, took pictures of them. They showed somebody, taking pictures of filming creatures, but who knows if that one part was real or not.
They're after Zach.
I believe that. But no.
Can they not take him with them to a far off planet?
I don't know.
Maybe that's what they wanted to do. Kidnap him.
Kidnap them.
Let Aaron run the show.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of things to say about him, but I won't.
I bet I can guess. Oh, dear.
He fought so hard against other people not to be on TV shows when wants to be the only one doing it, and I refuse to watch the show.
So Lauren is saying you should check out the Peyton Randolph House located in Williamsburg, Virginia, in the USA. It is highly haunted and considered to be the most haunted house in the USA. So here's my thing, right? This is just me. This is just my thoughts.
Uh-huh.
You hear these claims of, we have it here in the UK, they're saying, you've got to come and investigate this place. It's the most haunted house
Yeah.
in England. Ireland, Scotland, wherever.
Yeah.
And I think what constitute it being the most haunted, the most ghosts, the most eerie happenings? What? Because for me, the most haunted building in England alone,
Mm.
and I was really lucky, and Terry's another one that's been able to do it, is the Tower of London for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But it's not just haunted by people spirits,
Mm-hmm.
it's also haunted by animal spirits,
Yep.
and even soldiers are seen there. So for me, the most haunted building in England, Scotland, Wales, I'm not sure about Ireland, has to be the Tower of London. And I don't know what Terry thinks about that. You know, the amount of hauntings that is happening there, not just the famous kings and queens and the princes of the tower, and, you know, it's all the other things that I mentioned, and the things that you can capture while you're there. I mean, I was only there for a short while, and in that short while I got so much, including a full-bodied apparition, which is like gold dust to a ghost hunter. The EVPs that we got, absolutely incredible and out of this world. You know, and when it was played to the yeoman guard that we befriended, and this is how we got to do it, even he, without a shadow of a doubt, who's not into ghost hunting, turned around and said, "That's Guy Fawkes." So anyway, I'm digressing. What, in your mind, do you think constitutes most haunted
Well, see
building?
that ranges like from everything to like, okay, well, is it a poltergeist, making a whole bunch of noise, throwing stuff around? Well, that could be considered one of the most haunted. I think it's the most energy and the most activity that's in a place that constitutes that,
So do you think like these murder houses, or what's that, the Winchester House?
Yeah, Winchester.
Do you think that could constitute to be the most haunted
Well, I
building
think
in America?
considering that, they say that like almost everybody that's been killed by Winchester rifle in that era is haunting that house. That's why she was psychic told her to build all these crazy, stairs going nowhere, doors not opening to anything. If you open a door, you could fall straight down to the ground on the outside, stuff like that. But yeah,
But then surely if you got killed by a gun, I don't know, for example, if you got killed by one of those guns, why would you go to the house of the originator that built the gun? Like, I can't see that somehow.
Yeah,
Can
I
you?
don't know why they say that story, but
No, I think it's a money making scam.
Yep.
To be fair,
yep.
I mean, I should imagine that you've got areas like Wounded Knee, Gettysburg,
Yep.
those kind of places that would be more active than the Winchester House. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I don't know. Anyway, we're digressing. We should read the comments because we got a few that's come in. So Cliff is saying, here we have an area in Wakefield, Yorkshire, near the prison that had 5 exorcisms done in different houses. So what constitutes an exorcism? If they're done by Catholic priests, is that a proper exorcism? If it's someone who claims they can just do an exorcism, like these so-called mediums, I think I would have to look more into that before I would take that. If that makes sense, Cliff, maybe you can give us some more information on these exorcisms. But yeah, that's very interesting.
Well, I think you have to at least be a demonologist, and I'm not just saying that you're a demonologist, a true demonologist that goes through actual classes and taught how to do it, and to even be able to identify, hey, is it actually a demon? Because
but what constitutes a demon, though, Eric? I don't get it. I mean,
I think more and more doing studying about it, that these are just entities that people call demons through centuries of history. That's not.
Doesn't the word The word demon comes from daemon, and daemon was Greek, which meant deity, which was revered. And when I say revered, they were, their deities that they were building temples for and praying to them and appeasing them. And doesn't mean that it's an actual nasty demon. Like the temple of Beelzebub that was in Syria. Now that's been bombed to pieces by ISIS, but it was a beautiful temple, and Beelzebub was a deity of fertility. And now, in present day terms, Beelzebub's a demon. It's a demon. You don't want to pray to that. Yeah.
Well, I think everything is put under demon lately. I mean, if you look at an imp, okay, well, an imp is just a forest creature, an entity, and people call them demons for, just because of the way they look. Well, that's not true,
I would be, what was it? That demon that was the devil, wasn't it, in Reagan in The Exorcist? Because in the morning my hair's all sticking out and I'm a mess. Oh. And I've got all that stuff I've dribbled in the night, I'm just like Reagan in the morning. Let's move on. Google it, a lot of history. One thing is built on an Indian burial ground. Oh, now that's interesting. Plus lots of other things that have happened. I've been there and you can definitely feel it. Oh my God. I bet you can, especially if it's built on an Indian burial ground.
A lot of that we did to the Indians here in America. There's been wars over it, and those spirits are obviously going to be upset,
Yeah, where blood's spilt and stuff as well. Yeah. So William says, the most haunted places are where Yvette Fielding screams the most. Oh my God, that woman. Oh my God. I bet she screamed when she saw her husband doing things with us. Oh, I shouldn't really mention it on here.
Yeah.
Private message me if you want to know. I bet she screamed then. Robert says, that's what I can't get my head around. When they find a ghost, first thing they do is get rid of it. Yeah, but Robert, again, how do they know that they can? Because, like, as a medium, who am I? I'm not no one special. Who am I to be able to get rid of? I'm not anything special. I'm not dead. I don't know. I've never been, well, I've had past lives, but I don't remember them. I don't know what it's like to be dead. I don't know where we go. Can you get rid of energy? Can you? I don't think you can. I think a lot of mediums, and I'm going to tell you something now, and you're going to hate me. You make out, you get rid of it, you talk to the entity, see what it wants, why it's there, calm it down, have the two-way conversation, and hopefully they live in peace with the people that they're trying to get the attention of. But you tell the people that lives in the house, oh yeah, I got rid of it, it's gone now, you'll be fine. Just to make the living feel at ease. Yeah. You can't get rid of it. You can't. And even if you could sort of take it in, one medium to draw it, one medium to trap it. If it's a bit mischievous and doesn't want to play, you can walk it out, but you hope to God that it doesn't come back again. You can't get rid of it.
No, because you can't destroy energy. You can create energy, you can move it along, but you can't destroy it. So
no. It all depends on the day and time and weather conditions. You can maybe have a good night, maybe nothing. I think a case file would need to be done on all places over a length of time. Yes, I agree, Terry. Maybe we should get onto that. I've got a lot of case files from over the years. I'm sure you have as well. Maybe we should get together and compare notes and see what we got. Well, I think that's.
I started doing investigations for so many years because, one, I didn't want anything to do with it for a while. Yeah, and then I just put it out of my mind because I was doing stuff. And then lately I've been wanting to go out because the place that I really want to go is in River Hills Penitentiary.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do that. It's 8.5 hours away from where I live.
So that would be like a whole big road trip, staying over.
Yep.
Taking your time, trying to get your energy back for the journey home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, if I went to Waverley Hills, what I would do? I would do that Singapore theory and dress up as one of the patients.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And I'd act a bit mad as well, just to see if it attracted anything.
And, well, see, there's a whole bunch of different things too that I want to take that I've learned from watching people in Scotland and the UK do things and see if they work here. Because here, I've never seen table tipping. Never
Have
seen.
you not?
Nope, never seen it.
Oh, wait till you get over here. You're in for a treat. There's so much to see and do, and so many lovely teams like that you could go with as well.
Oh,
You got me, Dan, got Terry, loads. There's loads of us.
yeah, I've been
Lois.
Riga. I've been invited by Liam, but he does his touring that way. So
Yeah, there's loads and loads over here. So Terry, I think the ghost hunting community is missing a trick where I think teams that have been going 10 years or plus, that have been doing write-ups and storing and logging everything, should meet up and do the comparisons and build up a library. I just think that I don't know why we're not doing it. I don't know why we don't share like that. I got no knowledge of why.
well, I can understand if you're doing like a private case, not sharing that with a whole big.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't do that.
Do it privately, with teams. Hey, I got this information. Here's my data logger, with all the information, all the pictures that I got. Not do it for the public and not and make sure that you do it with teams that you trust that won't leak that.
But even when you do, when you sometimes other teams, like I've been on, I still call them events because they can't fill the spaces with their own team or can't afford to pay it. So they bring in members of the public and they're screaming and running up and down the halls and being lunatics, basically. What I'm talking about, the serious paranormal investigators that hire it, do a proper investigation, go back over a period of time, still writing up their notes because they've got their own comparisons then, time of year, like he says, conditions, day, night, whatever. I know Terry did that. I did that. And there's a few other teams that did that. But these ones that do it properly are the ones that just stay under the radar. They don't, yeah. It's a shame. But something we can consider maybe for the future.
Well, that's why I need to hire some people after being over in Scotland for a little bit, because I have an idea what to do with my inheritance. And I told you before, and I only want professional teams in the place when I buy it. And I'm going to make my money by renting it out for weddings and for, like if a movie company wants to come and do a movie shoot. But other than that, it's going to be open for free for investigators. But I also need somebody that can weed out the bad ones from the good ones. You know what I mean?
Lauren says Peyton Randolph House, there's lots of paranormal activity. Things happen there all the time. People being pushed and other things. It sounds like an amazing place. I'd like to go and check it out, actually. Oh, Cliff is saying priests of the church. Now that's interesting. Cliff, would you come on a show to talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me know. We would love to have you on. We'll do a complete show on it if you want to. I know Dan would be absolutely excited to have you. So, William says the early church took the old English gods and called many of them demons. Yes, they did.
Yep.
Yeah, they did. It's been put into the heads of people since the church took a hold. Anything bad was called a demon.
Well, yeah, they want.
Yeah, Zach does it too. Zach does it too.
You know why they did that? Because they want you living in fear.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
They are going to move it on to where? Exactly. Where is it going to go? And if they get rid of it, why does it come back in somebody else or somebody else's house or in a different country and things like that?
I like him a lot, and that's why.
Eric, William knows me so well. He words it nicely, though. It would be good to do reports on private investigations, but which locations with locations names removed.
Yeah.
I think you need the locations names, but I think putting them into the public domain is not a good idea, because then you get what I call the hobbyists that pick
Mhm.
up on them and try and use it to turn a coin, and it's not about that. I think the more serious people would never ever put the names, and
Well, yeah,
wouldn't even put it out
you
there, really.
don't do that, especially with people that have been traumatized by it. I mean, only reason why people get really traumatized is because they don't understand it or don't know why whatever it is basically destroying their house. You know, especially in cases where it's poltergeists are throwing around stuff and breaking stuff, and or even just a normal ghost that says, "Hey, I don't want this there," knocks it down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Terry says, I found in the beginning if you put stuff up and get slammed down, so I don't put anything up now. Do you know what, Terry? I understand where you're coming from. But I have seen people, and these are not you, these are like the hobbyists, the people that want to turn a fast buck, that put stuff up which is clear, and they fake stuff. There is too many people faking stuff left, right, and centre. And I have even seen people that I know. Oh my God. I've kept my mouth shut and said nothing because they are friends, and I wouldn't want to name and shame them in the public forum. Unless they were physically attacking me, then that would be different,
Yeah.
you know, but they don't. So what they want to do is up to them. And if people want to buy tickets and go on their events and stuff gets faked, and that, let them do it, you know, that.
That's what I said. I don't want events at my place. I want teams that are true to the form. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea, Lauren. You know, if I could do that, all profits from the book, I would send to something like the Ghost Club, or that's been going for a long time over here, to help keep their doors open, to keep their research going, and to keep the paranormal in the forefront, proper investigations in the forefront. So maybe that's something we could look at to doing in the future. But yeah, I'll have to get together with Terry and have a good old chat with him. Terry's amazing. Is a great investigator. I can't big him up enough. Robert says, I like table tipping. Why touch it? It don't move. I like table, but why touch it? It don't move itself. I think if you use table tipping, you put your energies into the table,
Mm-hmm.
and you invite spirits if they're there, if they're only if they're interactive spirits to come in. You've got supposed to leave a space for them to come and join the table. I've got a thing about table tipping. You have to trust the people that you're doing it. That's not going to inadvertently put pressure on and move it. So what I used to do is I used to turn the table upside down and put one little finger on a leg of the table,
Oh wow!
and to see if the table would zoom across the floor.
Yeah,
And it did. It did only in a couple of venues.
yeah.
But yeah, table tipping can be interesting if it's done correctly and with the right people and for the right reasons. There we go. Chantel is in the house. Are you going to sing this time, Eric?
Hi, Chantel.
Oh, should we do it?
Sure, go ahead. Chantel's in the house.
Oh, yeah, pretty Chantel with a lovely smell. She smells beautiful. And I'm singing like this in the place of Dan because he's not here right now because he's laid flat on his back.
Yeah, Dan's the best at doing that.
Yeah, I know. We can't do it. We'll never do it like Dan does. But hi, Chantel. Oh yes, Rob. I've had really great investigations, but nothing happened activity-wise, but out with great people. Yeah.
Well, and that's the point. You're there to
That's really nasty, Chantel. Poor cows.
really. We do that here, Chantel. So don't worry.
Gotta kill a horse.
No, we can.
I know.
I won't do it, but
Yeah,
I understand
I
that.
know. We miss him. He's not very well, bless him. But hopefully he'll be back next week and feeling much, much better. We hope. Fingers crossed for Dan.
Yeah, that's a big pastime, or it used to be until people started getting really arrested for doing it, is tipping cows over in the field.
That's not nice. I like cows.
Well, so do I. I love cows. I love all animals. In fact, that's one of my things I want to do, but I haven't figured out how to incorporate human spirits in with investigating to see if there's animal spirits, because I love animals and that's what I want to do.
I should try cat tipping.
That's true. You can't think cow tipping.
No, no, no. If I touch my cat in a certain place,
It does it.
he falls over and wants me to rub his belly. Honestly, this cat's.
My cat does it too. I'll go up to her and start going like this to her belly, and she'll like, oh, thank you.
Hey, Joe.
Oh dear. Cliff says, had to laugh Sunday. Eric was watching our live and said, Spirit said, who is Eric?
Yeah, that was funny. I thought I told you that. I know I said it out on to somebody. Spirit, I said it to Rita. The Spirit actually called out my name and like, what?
Oh, I read something really interesting. If you want a scoop, well, it's not a scoop. It's out there in a public forum, and he's put it out there. But Danny Bigbeard is back, and he is releasing his latest ITC invention app, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I don't endorse any apps apart from EchoVox, Danny Beard's. Big Beards. I've had some amazing results and heard my own brother's voice, who passed away 11 years ago.
Wow.
So anyway, that aside, that is the only app that I will fully endorse. And it's called EchoVox.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he's brought out a few versions of EchoVox, Dark Vox, if you like the spookier demon voice, and other ones. But he's brought out, he's about to release his latest one, and I'm very, very excited. Check him out on Facebook, Danny Bigbeard, or Danny Roberg, or whatever his name is. But you can buy his apps on the Play Store. He does it for iPhone and for Android.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what I heard or saw today. So I'm quite excited. I'm going to try and get him on a show to talk about his apps. I love them. I don't care what goes on in his private life. His private life is his private life. I don't want to know. But he is one that I will endorse.
Okay.
So yeah, check it out if you get the chance.
Yeah, I will.
So Lauren is saying, I'm going to Williamsburg this weekend for a week to celebrate my birthday. Oh, happy birthday in advance. It's coming up on the 20th. Oh, watch out. We will sing for you.
Yep.
Me and Dan, we do like a birthday sing song. You might get a pat on your head. Very funny. As long as you don't sit on one. I think it's cushion. Tip them. You just, I'm like, what is it? You punch them on the nose or something? I've heard of people punching cows.
Punching cows?
Yeah, over here.
That was an old Western thing, but it's
people actually do it.
Yeah. I suppose if you get really drunk and
to punch a cow? No.
No.
It is getting camera time. Do you know what? He sits and dribbles on the keyboard. He's being good. That's John, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep. John.
Don't try horse today. I know. I've gotten bitten.
It looks uncomfortable.
I got a black and blue mark about a year or two ago, right in my arm, right here, because the horse turned around, grabbed me in the arm, and made a bruise.
Do you know why? Because you didn't kiss it. You didn't talk to the horse.
I didn't like this horse. This horse doesn't like men to begin with, because the person that owned him before abused him. And he was normally fine with me, but I wasn't paying attention one day, and he reached around and grabbed my arm. So,
Oh, it's a bit like when you meet a camel for the first time. I've got to think about camels. If ever I won the lottery, I'd get a piece of land. I'll have a stables and everything, but I'll put the camel in it. I'd ride the camel rather than a horse because I just like a camel. And the first thing I do is when you see before you get on the camel, you talk to him, you ask him to look after you, kiss the camel, then you get on it, and the camel's lovely.
yeah.
If you just get on the camel and expect to ride, you'll get spat on, you'll get ticks, you'll get
Yep.
all sorts of things will happen. But yeah, John, see what I mean?
Yeah, I see. He's like, now pay attention to me.
This came from a Bluetooth speaker not connected to any. Oh, wow. That's good. John, get your butt out of my face, will you?
Sounds like midnight to me.
Hi, Mary. Mary's in the house. We love Mary. Hope you're keeping well, my darling. She's another animal lover, Mary is. And she's there. She does have Echo Vox as well. Chantel says horses can be arseholes. The ones that don't bite are worse. They judge you.
And Chantel, since you're a woman, especially when they bite you in the movie.
Yeah, I have that done.
Oh, dear.
My horse used to do that.
Maybe you should have tipped the horse. So what is horse tipping? What do you do? You go up to them when they're sleeping?
Yeah, go up to them when he's sleeping and just push him over. It's actually I'd never do that to a horse because a horse, if it lays on its side too long, can get what is that there?
Colic.
Colic.
Well, couldn't a cow get colic? Because they have more than one stomach, don't they?
Think so, but I don't know. You know, I imagine that's why they sleep standing up. But
training wild horses. Oh, rather you than me. I think those rodeo that jump on the horse and it's bucking and doing all of that and see how long they can stay in the saddle before getting thrown off. I think they're amazing guys. Oh, she's well. Good.
That's
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got a nice bruise there too.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what new app he's bringing out, and we'll try and get him on the show. He's a lovely guy. But unlike the other one, that if I see him, I'll do more than tip him over. Honestly, I'll punch his lights out. And I'm going to not mention his name, but let's just say that his surname rhymes with Puff. Yeah. Absolute idiot. But anyway, so what are you looking forward to? So you haven't got anything coming up, but you're building equipment, which I think is amazing in itself. Oh, what was Chantel saying? Cows get bloats similar to colic, but different. Horses stand because in the wild they're vulnerable lying down. A horse that feels safe will sleep fat. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. My auntie used to have a horse called, what did she call it? Carmen or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And when it got ill. It was quite old and it had to be put down. It got bolted. Didn't get shot. It got bolted, so she had to be taken away. And the people that did the vets that did the bolting begged and pleaded with her to let them have the horse afterwards.
Really? Wow.
What are you going to do with a full horse? And what they do is they take it round to the nearby zoo, cut it up and feed it to the big cats.
Yep.
So they got fresh meat that day. But a lot of people tend to, no, I want to bury my horse and all that sort of thing. But no, she in the end, she said yes. So that's where she went and she helped to feed some of the big cats.
Well, I think
it's a nice thing to do.
I mean, if you want a memento, just, braid its tail and then keep part of the tail, the hair. And that's what we do. It's here. So,
John, You're getting stuffed, cat.
Stuffed cat, huh?
He's getting stuffed.
Lita won't let me stuff my cat, so
I'll have to find someone to do it.
yeah, it's really hard to do. At least here it is. I don't know about there, but
She says that she sends hers to Lion Park as well, unless they have too many meds. And yeah, I just think it's a nice thing to do, isn't it?
I think so too. I mean, you get to feel wildlife, and something natural they would normally eat out in the wild.
Yeah,
Especially zebras.
Mm-hmm.
So have you got any paracons coming up in Wisconsin? Do they do that over there?
Well, not in Wisconsin, but Nick just went to one just recently out by where did he go? Darn it, I can't remember. Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to travel, don't you, to great distances for your.
I know they have some in California too.
And I know they have some paracons in California sometimes too, and that's even farther than going up to Waverly Hills.
Wow. I have a photo when I went to Jamaica and rode on a horse while it swam in the ocean. It was a blast. Oh wow, that sounds nice. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Down under.
Yeah, it's early in the morning there. Holy cow.
Yeah. What part of Australia are you from, Kelly? Ah.
That's
Do you
cool.
know, I've got the hair from my dog
Oh, yeah?
put in a resin mould and as a pendant.
Oh, wow.
So, I had my dog for 10 years and it was horrible. But yeah, when he had to go. But yeah. Kelly says it's 6 a.m. now, New South Wales. Wow. My auntie lives in New South Wales.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how hot it is there.
We'll have to go and visit her. If I go over there, we'll have to meet up, Kelly. And do some ghost hunting in Australia. In Australia. She lives up in the Blue Mountains.
Okay.
My auntie's in the Blue Mountains. That's where she is. Just outside of the city. Yeah. I have some of my mother-in-law ashes here. It'd be nice to put that into a ring. Apparently they can make diamonds out of that sort of thing.
Put ashes and a little bit of glitter in it.
Do you know, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong now. It's something Luther Van Hagens.
Yeah.
He's Austrian. He plastinates human body. What he's done for medical science is mind-blowing. But I went to one of his Body Worlds exhibition, and honestly, it was amazing. You can actually walk around the exhibits. I don't know if you might have seen it on horror movies where somebody's cut somebody up into slices and you could walk in between the slices. Well, he's actually done that with the human body.
Really?
Through plastinate, yeah. But he also does art out of pieces to help raise money for his science.
Okay.
And what he does, two people playing chess, but what he's done is he sat them down in the chairs and taken their skin off, so all you see is the muscle.
Yeah.
Actual humans, they're not.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. One man, they call him the running man. He's running, and as he's running, his skin is flaying off. Like he's running out of his skin.
Wow.
And another one was a man standing up, but his skin had been taken off and it was folded over his arm.
Ooh.
And as you walked around and saw it, and if you looked at the skin, you could actually see his tattoos and everything. Brilliant. That if you ever get a chance to see the Body Worlds exhibition, go. I mean, he's plastinated animals, giraffes, cows, tigers, you name it, he's done it.
I think when I was looking that up, that was quite a few years ago that I was looking that up too. Because I saw the ones that on House on Haunted Hill had that. the new movie where the bodies were cut up and displayed.
He's done it. It sounds disgusting, but he's done it in such good taste. And I always said to Andy, when I go, as you can donate my body to him, old Gunther. His name's Gunther.
Okay.
You can donate my body to him, and he can plastinate it or do something with it, But there was one guy that had a really lovely tattoo on his back, and so he cut the skin off, and he's got it framed. He did whatever he did to it, and he's got it in a frame on the wall.
Oh wow!
And you wouldn't even know it was human skin. It looks like somebody's picture. It just amazing. And a pregnant lady. She obviously passed away, and so did the baby. But he plastinated it and cut open the stomach so you could see the baby and how the baby lies. And yeah, just mind blowing. And it makes you wonder if you went to one of his exhibitions and took an EMF meter with you, or turned all the electrics off, and you was allowed to investigate that. Would the spirits or the energy of the people that had passed, would they come through? Or would they be happy and gone because of what Gunther's done?
See, I don't know. I mean, that's something to investigate, and
Yeah, have to really chat him up because he's the medical man, isn't he? Really, so. So Cliff says it's a pain, but many times you get results. We keep EVP recording throughout an investigation. It's amazing how many voices you pick up than the human ear does not hear. Yeah. It's all frequency, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, all frequency and energy. There's all that anything that's passed on. You yourself, your consciousness is basically energy. I mean, my body does. I'm still going to be me,
Yeah. Not science fiction. Putting ashes in stained glass would be nice. Yeah. That would be cool.
With some glitter in it.
Mm.
What's the cow type? Then he did the cow. I don't know. I can't remember. It was so many years ago. I bought his book, his life story. I bought his book, and I remember taking it on holiday, and I came back and didn't have the book anymore. It's a shame because I want that book again to finish reading the story. It was an amazing story. But this guy, I don't know why he hasn't been recognised for what he did. He's the first person in the world to use plastination, and it's helped the medical science in leaps and bounds. Yet he's not recognised for his work. I don't get it.
Well,
I really don't get it.
Innovative people don't get recognized until after they're gone and passed, like Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein. Nikola Tesla was poor.
Wasn't he Romanian?
I think so.
Yeah. It's Gunther. Rob's just said, his name's Gunther.
Yeah.
Gunther. He used to do the live, I don't know if you saw it, if you had it over in America, but over here, Gunther was on the TV doing live post-mortems.
No, we don't have it here.
And you see the body on the table. Of course, they block out the private parts, but you see him cutting open the body and getting the innards out and selling weight and showing you this and that. It's gory, but interesting at the same time. But I think he did that on TV for a while as well. And he was renowned for wearing a very big black round hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lady over here, Dr. G, medical one. She did the postmortem for crimes. That was
right, yeah.
I loved watching that all the time. They don't show anything, but they show the whole process of weighing, finding out why if the brain is too light or too heavy or.
Yeah. Cliff is saying have to go. A local team is live at Spalforth Castle, Yorkshire. We'll have to catch up. Good night all. Night, Cliff. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining us. He cut a frozen body on a bandsaw. Oh,
Ew.
That guy that we were talking about, yeah.
Gunther, yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I like some of these forensic scientists because I think some of it does go hand in hand with paranormal, because not all these forensics are about cutting up the bodies and all that nasty stuff. They also look at the historic element of things.
Yep.
Like, for example, what did I see? They were looking at instruments of torture that was used across Europe and how that would affect a human body. So they got the carcass of a pig, and because that's the nearest you've got to a human, I suppose, and then they would test certain implements on the pig.
Really?
And what I found very, very interesting was death by burning, burning people at the stake. And they put the pig up there and set fire to it, and they were, doing what they do best and timing how long it would take to kill somebody living, and how they would die. Excruciating pain, obviously, from burning, but it's your fat that ignites your body.
Yep.
And the death was such a slow process. It doesn't matter how much wood was around you, it didn't matter. It's once that fat got ignited, then it would take hold, and then there would be like death after a while. But they were saying that some people went on for a long time. And the heart would give out with the pain.
Yep.
And the actual dying of the fire itself. So yeah, I mean, these forensic scientists are absolutely amazing, and their knowledge is so vast. I don't think they get enough credit, to be honest.
I don't either, because there's a place in America, I don't know exactly where it is, but the actual government or FBI or whatever actually had a farm that they put dead body parts all over the place to time how long it takes to decay in the sun, in water, mud, whatever.
And the flies, what flies, how many flies, what stage, and I've heard about that before.
Load, I mean, all that.
Oh yeah, we saw that one. Lauren says, Eric, I used to support Dr. G. The last body I cut up, I put in a pink forest. Ha ha ha. You didn't eat any parts then? What kind of serial killer are you if you don't eat a body part? Not tough then. No, I'm only joking. I've been to see some of the torture tools in Spain from the Inquisition. Terrible and cruel. Yeah. Yes, I've seen that, Eric. One time my mother tore a tendon in her shoulder. The surgeon replaced it with a pig tendon. Yes, I told her be careful in the sun because you might start smelling of bacon. Do you know what? It's amazing what science can do today to help us and to help heal us. And I know the latest big thing I heard was the face transplant thing. That they were it's gone quiet again, so I don't know how successful that is. But if they can do that, why can't they innovate or bring the paranormal world, if you like, forward a bit more? I mean, are they too busy concentrating on this other stuff that what we do doesn't really matter?
I think
much. I don't know.
I think they're concentrating on too much with one thing and not realizing what's going on around them.
Yeah. I know dark matter was a topic of discussion here in Cambridge University, and they were looking into dark matter, but that went all quiet as well. So I don't know. Well, dark matter and wormholes, so it's not the time travel thing again, but we'll see. Maybe one day we'll learn more.
Well, I had a theory, and I posted it on my page about that, about black holes and traveling. So
Rob says, I've been to one of those places in Spain and it was called Benidorm. When they hanged or quarter people, they never got their 5 a day. What you like? Do you know, I was quite amazed to see earlier this year, I was lucky enough to go to it was the, oh God, what would they call it? The exhibition of torture and, it was the exhibition of executions, London executions I went to. And in schools, you learn about execution and history and things like that. And he was always led to believe that when they put the person to be executed in a cart drawn by a mule or whatever through the streets, they'd stop off along the way to the pubs and have a beer. Wrong. What they were doing, they were dragged. So the body was lying flat. And the cart was a bit like a sled. They weren't standing upright at all. It was like a sled. And they were dragged to the place of execution, put in a cart where they were standing up. And when they were standing up on the cart, the rope was put round the neck. And then the horse just went away and they were left dangling. Absolutely cruel and barbaric. But, I thought, well, all these years I was told. And then they're telling us something else now. And but they've got records that of it actually happening. And the etching in the wood. So they didn't draw pictures. They etched in wood and did prints of it for newspaper, which is 1 page.
Yeah.
Articles and things like that. So they have all of that. They had all of that there.
Wow.
But yeah, it was quite interesting to see. Like, was my history teacher wrong at school then?
Probably. I mean, they're coming out with more and more documents of different things that happened that are, because this is what actually happened. What you were taught in school didn't happen.
No. And we had a famous mental asylum.
Yeah.
I'd call it that. I wouldn't even call it a mental asylum. I'd call it a place where they just incarcerated people, called Beldam, later known as Bedlam. And it was just full of people that had issues, people that were disabled, families didn't want them. Oh yeah, they're mad, lock them away, that sort of thing. And some of them people that were held in there before they were taken to Tyburn to be executed. It's quite sad, but we had this one lady called Elizabeth Fry that actually cared about the people that were incarcerated, and because of her we had laws that were put in place, and Belgium or Bedlam was closed down, and it's now part of a museum in London. It's part of the Duxford. It's the back part of the museum stands on the old ground of this hospital, but people don't really realise that. They think, oh, Beldam's long gone and it was in this place. Actually, it wasn't. You can actually, when you go and visit this museum, you're actually walking on some of the ground of where this asylum was. It's crazy.
I can imagine.
It's like over there in America, you had asylums here, there, and everywhere, didn't you?
Yep. And like, it was people that were like, had mental illness. I mean, if your family didn't want to take care of you, that's where you went.
Yeah. And people were treated quite badly, even up until recently, weren't they? In the 80s, people were still being treated bad.
The oldest one was closed down in 96. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Still too recent. No one should be treated like that.
Absolutely.
No. You'd be better or kinder to put them to death, to let them live and live in pain and squalor like that. It's just awful. Has anybody got any questions for Eric or myself in the chat? If you have, put them up, and we will try and answer them for you. If you have any questions for us, don't be shy. They're all slow. Can't think of anything.
No, but going back on the theory of wormholes, and well, wormholes go through our world all the time. You got
Mm,
really small ones, big ones. That's why everybody says, "Oh, it's got to be the Matrix breaking down because something freezes in time." No, it's not. It's because they've actually happened to have a chance to go falling through a wormhole, and you're seeing the outer edge of the wormhole catch that image, and it's frozen.
yeah, yeah. You know that Stephen Hawking, who was an amazing,
Yep.
brilliant mind scientist, he wrote a paper on wormholes, and he himself still says that time travel is possible, but for us right now, we don't know how to access these wormholes.
Yep.
That they're too small for us to
Well,
do it.
even the black holes are. I mean, the outer edge is so dangerous; it just rips everything.
Mm,
But if you can figure out how to keep something from breaking apart, you'll be able to travel.
yeah. And he did talk about dark matter, because dark matter that they discovered is everywhere,
Yep.
absolutely everywhere. But they're still trying to understand what dark matter is and how it affects us. And that was the last that I heard about that. And then the poor guy, but he passed away. So I don't know if somebody else had picked up his work and they're running with it now and doing more. We'll
Well, there's
wait and see.
into it. I mean, I forget his name. I keep seeing him all over the place. He's an Asian um, quantum physicist, and
Yeah,
really knowledgeable on all the time travel and space travel. In fact, his favorite whole thing is Star Trek. And he says, "Yeah, that's possible. We could just figure out a way to do certain things."
yeah, yeah. Rob says today they just dope them up with drugs. He's talking about the asylums and mental institutions. Which, yeah, and again, it's sad to keep them quiet. We still have one. It's called the House of Lords. Oh, do you
Well,
know what? Oh, we got two. I think it's called the Commons as well.
really?
The House of Commons. Our politics is really bad.
Mm.
Rob says Little Bighorn would be a great place to see history. Yes, I
Yep.
agree. Agree. Yeah, I mean, I think we've just recently had, and I think it might even be tonight, is the anniversary of a very famous battle over here with the Cavaliers and the Roundheads, Oliver Cromwell's mob. I wonder if there'll be anybody going up over there investigating tonight.
No.
I won't be. I won't be because, well, I'm too tired after my trip.
Yeah.
I need to recover, but and catch up. But yes, good luck if you're going over there. The Naseby battleground. Sorry, guys, my computer's playing up, so restarting. Missed so much. No, you can always watch us and catch up. It's
Yeah.
no problem, Kelly. Do you know what? Australia, I think, would be a great place to investigate.
Yeah.
I'd love to go into the outback and where the Aborigines. People say like, "Oh, stay away from the Aborigines. They're trouble." But you know what? I don't think a lot of them are.
No.
You know, and I think like finding out their history and doing some stuff with them would be absolutely amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You never know, maybe one day I'll be able to get over there and do that. I've always wanted a fruit bat, and I know they're over there in Australia. I've actually got a baby one now, like
Yeah.
a one that's been stuffed, but I'd like a pet fruit bat. Apparently they're dirty and horrible, but I think they're cute.
Yeah. I think they're cute too.
I do. Talking of cute, we've been on for an hour and a half. So we are going to finish tonight. We will be back next Wednesday, usual time, usual place. I think we're on next Tuesday on the Things Network. We will stream it to this page as well. But I am happy to announce that we do have a new show starting, I think, maybe next Monday. So the Dark Mirror Boys will be joining the Simply Spooky Network as well.
God.
So we're excited to welcome them on. Great guys. If you get a chance to catch up or watch one of their shows, I thoroughly recommend them. They are captivating and funny. Lois is on tomorrow night with To the Grave and Back Again, and I think she is on Friday night with Friday Night Frighteners, with the lads Bri and Ian and Nick as usual. And I think then she'll be off for a little bit of a holiday, a little bit of a break. She deserves it. She works ever so hard, so they're taking some time out. But Lois, if you watch the show, I'm sure she will get you up to speed with all of that. So there are more shows coming onto the network. If you want to host your own show, get in touch. We're always looking for show hosts. Get in touch. Let us know if we got the spot and you want it. You can have it. We don't mind. So we're growing and growing and growing. So don't be scared. Get in touch and we'll see what we can do for you. Eric, have you got any last words for our people in the chat?
Not really. Just be safe out there, whatever you do.
And you know what? Thank you for joining in and supporting us tonight. We do appreciate it. And take care. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Why don't you go?